Hey guys, Bigger01, welcome back to the channel. I've got my new stator in, but there's a huge disappointment on my end here in regards to this, so I might have to do something a little bit different here in this video. What I'm going to do, as you can see, I have my new stator here, but it has the same connection as my stock one. So I was racking my brain, should I just send that one back and try to get the one that actually fits into the proper connection, because this is the connections that it goes into, or should I just take the old harness connector and try to see if the old harness connector will attach it to this and see if this works. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. So, and then we'll try to get this bike running in this video. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the video. So we're going to start off by cutting these wires here. I'm going to cut and strip them. I'm not going to strip this one here, the black and red one, because that one's going to plug into this black and red one here, so I don't need to do that. But I do need to strip the orange wire and the green wire. The green wire on this harness is negative, and then the yellow is the positive. So on my harness, the white is the positive and the black is the negative, and the black and red, or the white and red, I'm not too sure, but it's going to plug into the yellow and red, which could be white and red. But anyways, that's what I'm going to do, and so let's get out here. So I've cut these 3 wires here right off of there. If you can see, these are the 3 wires here. There's the red one, the green one, which is your negative, and the yellow for the positive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the old connector. I'm going to attach the yellow to the yellow right there, the black to the black, and the red and white to the red and white there. I'm probably going to solder it, but this is the old connector for my old stator. So I think this is probably my only option at this point, unless something happens drastically where they send me the proper connectors, but it's a little bit too late now. So I'm going to give it a try, hook it up, and then I'll check for spark, and if I have spark, I'll be pretty happy that this thing will probably start. So let's strip those 3 wires there. Hey guys, as you can see, I've kind of got these 2 wires, or all 3 wires, kind of hooked up, just jimmied for now. They're connected, and I'm going to check for spark right now before I solder them. So you want to make sure that you put your switch to either the run or the start. You're going to remove your spark plug, okay, and you're going to ground it to the cylinder head, and we'll just make sure that it's all connected. As you can see, it's connected to my stator, okay. And now we're just going to check for spark. So hopefully we should see a spark here. Yeah, a little bit of spark. So looks like I can solder that up and fix up those wires, make sure that they're nice and tight and connected. Now I've got them all shrink wrapped. I've got the negative, the power, and I'm assuming this is some sort of auxiliary power, and also this negative. I still have spark. Yep, so we're good. So now I can start putting everything back together. So I'm going to start with putting the carburetor back on, and then the exhaust. So let's get that done. Carburetor's all hooked up. I put a unit filter, air filter in here. I rerouted, if you look at my last video, I rerouted the throttle cable so it's up underneath the frame here. You've got your oil line that's hooked up. I've already bled the oil line, so hopefully when I start this thing up, I'm gonna do a quick pre-mix and see if it'll start, and then also check to see if any oil is coming out of this oil here that's gonna get plugged into right there. And yeah, as you can see, I've got a full oil container there at the front, and yeah, everything's all buttoned up from what I can tell on this side. So the next step, I'll put the exhaust back on, show you that, and then the last step will be putting the plastics back on, which if you watch the end of the video or maybe skip to the end of the video. You'll see how sweet this bike is going to look when I'm done. So next up, let's put the exhaust on. Okay, so I got the exhaust all mounted back up. When you tighten up the exhaust, I always like to start at the head so that it's flush at the head. Tighten up the head first, but basically fit it all up where you want it, and then start tightening the bolts at the head first. So that way you get a nice tight seal, and just work your way all the way to the back. So I did the heads, this bolt, and then this bolt was last, and then obviously hooked up the thing. The next step we're going to do is put some Motul 300 milliliters in here in the oil for the clutch, and that'll be the next step. So we need 300 mils. Okay, so I got the 300 mils in. What I used was 10W40 by Motul, and then for the engine oil, which goes in this container here, I used the high performance 2R 2-stroke oil. Okay, it's designed for 2 strokes, so make sure you don't mix those two oils up. So this is for transmission, this is for your engine, which again goes in here. Okay, so I think I'm about ready to throw the plastic on, get a little bit of gas in there, and see if this baby fires up. So let's get it off the bench, put all the plastic on, and see if she fires up. Alright guys, so I got it all back together. Let's just go over what I did here. As you can see, the whole bike is vinyl wrapped to match my WR250R. It's the exact same kind of wrap and stuff like that. I painted the frame, it's just a black. I painted the wheels blue, painted the foot pegs blue, painted the handlebars blue, and put new grips. So it has all new wiring harness. So obviously in this video you'll see me making an adapter to hook up the stator to the actual wiring. If I was to make any kind of recommendations for anybody that's rebuilding these, is really make sure that if you buy a full wiring harness, you buy everything that goes with it. That means all the components, so the 2 CDI controllers, the throttle, the stator, the wiring harness, and also the coil. All of that stuff, if you buy it from the same company, I'm sure will be connected quite easily. So it's got a new rear brake pedal, new spark plug, new unifilter, air filter in the carburetor. So another thing that I would say is the carburetor that I bought did not work. This one does work, and I'll show you here when I fire it up, but all I did was clean up that carburetor, and pretty much fired up right away. It's got a brand new oil pump, which is working correctly, and I checked it by adding fuel that was mixed a little bit in the tank, and then fired it up. And then once I got it going, and I noticed that this was pumping correctly, I just put regular gas in there. It's got all new brakes, front and rear. It's got a brand new oil container. What else have we done here? I think it's about it. All new plastic that I basically did with this vinyl wrap. So okay, so let's see if we can fire it up. A little bit of choke, put it in the start position. Yeah, she runs pretty good. Obviously, when it's cold, it's not that easy to fire up, but for the most part, she's running. I also forgot to mention that I put new shocks on it. So yeah, I think that's about it for this video and this probably build for now. And when and if I do some more maintenance to this thing, like a new head or something like that, I'll definitely post it on my channel. So make sure you subscribe to my channel to make sure you get all of the new updates, along with the PW50 and also my WR250R. So definitely like and share this video if you can. Be muchly appreciated, and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.